Good evening, Akakiki Academy families. This is our third family table, and we would like to welcome each and every one of you. We are very excited to come together this evening. Our goal is for our village of teachers, parents, staff, and administration to come together and be in continuous improvement as we work through virtual learning together. This forum will allow us to be in communication every step of the way. So we, as a school, we control the delivery of instruction and providing as many resources as possible to assist. And, and you control the environment for your children and their needs while learning virtually. Speaking of resources, today we learned that our 8th grade reading team, who consists of Miss Body, Miss Asamani, Miss Smith, and Miss Porter, just secured from the Showing We Care Foundation a fully funded book grant in the amount of $1,200 so that each 8th grade scholar, we have 300 by the way, can get a copy of Ghost, which is written by Jason Reynolds. And he's also from the DC area. And that book is To Keep. It is going to be our second quarter book club novel. So as you can see, we are always looking for opportunities to provide resources to each and every child. Our team effort will go a long way in your child's success academically. And that's why we want to come together. We recognize that we continue to have technology issues, and every day we are working hard to solve them. We know that there are many different circumstances that cause technology not to work properly. And we want to talk about some of them tonight. An important partner in our effort to work together as parents, teachers, staff, and administration comes with our partnership with the PTSA. And I want each and every family to become a member and assist us in growing it together. But tonight I'd like to ask Janine Henderson, the PTSA president, if she would have some words for us this evening.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back again. I do have an update for you all. I went out and I let my actions speak louder than my words. I purchased a couple of the bags from Giant, and here's my proof. You'll get this on your bag, and I left out the fact that you'll have to take one extra step to make sure Akakik gets their donation. So I bought a few bags, and $1 from each bag did go to Akakik. So we did get that. So I want you all to make sure you do support us, and we're still working on getting the fundraisers and the activities on the road. And we have several new members. Thank you and welcome. And like Dr. Adams said, if you all will join these donations, these fundraisers that we're raising, this helps give back to our kids. It's all for our kids. So we have to continue to come together. I thank those that joined, and you should get a special message that thanks you from one of the board members. And we're going to start having our virtual meetings so that you all can attend and see the faces and put names with faces with the board. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you all. And I look forward to meeting everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Henderson. We appreciate your steadfastness, and we plan to work together continuously this school year. Additionally, we know that the introduction of testing from home has also caused some anxiousness. As the test nav requirement, we have needed more assistance in talking to our Chromebooks and to our laptops. So we would like to explain this situation to you. So in the Prince George's County decided to enter into an agreement with Pearson. And Pearson is the #1 testing source in the United States. Pearson provides the question bank for most standardized tests. This is a great relationship to have, as Pearson is also providing the testing that will be used by the state of Maryland for its state assessment. This relationship will help in 2 ways. When we assess our students in the way that they will be assessed on state tests, our students and our teachers begin to recognize the depth of the standards for which they're responsible and ways that they can improve, the students can improve, and our teachers can improve instruction. It will also give our students more diagnostics to see where they are and what they know, so that we can plan better and focus on the things that they don't know. And so diagnostics are really important because it definitely gives us the information we know about our kids. The assessments that, the diagnostic assessments will cover 4 major content areas: math, reading, science, social studies, along with our English, our speakers of other languages. So in order to implement testing, Pearson uses a navigator to their files known as TestNav. This allows our devices to talk to Pearson Test Center. Last week, we began the process of adding TestNav and discovered some unexpected software problems, which most of us know about it at this point. Our main problem was that all the Chromebooks have not been updated to their latest version of Chrome. In order for us to update, it requires a manual updating process, or it requires everyone to turn their Chromebooks off completely each night. Regardless of the device, to turn which Chromebook device you have, turn your Chromebook completely off. That requires you to hold down the power button for 15 seconds, at least 15 seconds. Otherwise, while you normally just touch the power button, it just puts the Chromebook in a sleep mode. But then you should always power it up. So if you could go to that slide, Mr. King, with regard to updating our Chrome OS. Everyone should be able to do this. You want to click on that icon on the bottom right side of your Chromebook, and then the Chromebook settings menu should now come up. And you want to choose that flower-shaped gear icon on the top right of the menu. And then the Chrome OS setting menu should now be revealed. Look to the top left of the settings menu and you will find last in the list about Chrome OS, and you click that. That about Chrome OS is revealed and you look at that top corner. Now I will say that what we also have found out in uploading TestNav about our Chromebooks is that you have to do this a number of times. It will not completely update your Chromebook if you're at a certain version only once. So this week, we ask that you do this every day so that we know that every one of our Chromebooks is at the highest level of Chrome operating system that that particular Chromebook can be at. So the next slide tells us about supported devices and where you can obtain TestNav. These supported devices that you see are devices where we have to download TestNav onto. The only device that it will not be downloaded upon is the Android. But other than that, you will see on that list that every other device you can download. So for now, we have halted pre-testing diagnostics in order to allow these changes to occur in a less hurried fashion. We ask that each day this week that these steps be taken and that we expect testing to begin next week. Yes. And when your child will need your support in testing, helping them to select a quiet place to complete each assessment, and removing all non-testing materials such as telephones and textbooks and notebooks to minimize distractions so that your child can perform at their very best. So earlier I talked about resources. And tomorrow we are going to begin distributing our resources, and we're beginning with kindergarten. Here are a list of the items that will be included in our Academic Academy bag of resources, and what you see is by content. I'd like to thank Miss Cruz and Miss St. Clair for all of their hard work in assisting us with this effort. Additionally, our kindergartners are asked to come with their original distributed Chromebook to exchange it tomorrow for iPads. Miss Crook is here. She is our K2 administrator, and I'll let her talk about that distribution.
Good evening, everyone. A flyer was posted on Class Dojo, as well as all teachers should have sent it out within their Google Classroom. We are going to have our kindergarten distribution tomorrow, as Dr. Adams stated, and it's from 11 to 2 o'clock. The most important piece, parents, if you received a school-issued Chromebook, you must bring that Chromebook and its cord tomorrow. So it's basically going to be a trade. You're going to turn your Chromebook and the cord in, and you will receive your iPad. Your iPad will be in your materials bag. Your materials bag will include some textbooks, some resource tools for the students, as well as the iPad. So there's a schedule. At 11 o'clock, we're going to start with Miss Messick's class. At 11:45, Miss Light's class. At 12:30, Miss Andrews. And at 1:15, Miss Anera's class. So when you come to pick up your materials, you're going to drive through our bus lot. You're going to remain in your cars. We are practicing our safety precautions, so please make sure that you have a face mask. When you drive up, you're going to give your student's name as well as their student ID number. You're going to turn your Chromebook in if you received one with the cord. You're going to receive your bag, and then you're going to sign your iPad out. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to email me this evening and I will be sure to get back with you. If not, I will see you all tomorrow for your materials pickup.
Great, thank you, Ms. Crook. We are going to begin other grade levels as well, probably starting next Wednesday. The items have been arriving slowly, and as our enrollment increases, we look forward to having more of these items coming in. And so we've had to adjust along the way. But we do anticipate beginning other grades on next Wednesday. We talked a little bit about responsibilities and our responsibilities as a school and providing resources and great instruction for your children. And I'd like to talk a little bit more about what we see as your responsibility in our classroom expectations. So I'll begin with Ms. Payne.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's good that you all are here. And we have Ms. Crook and I are going to talk about the classroom environment and some of the um, things that have been going on that's also beneficial, but also detrimental to the students during this time. So first and foremost, I want to thank our parents on behalf of the admin team and Academic Academy as a whole. I want to thank everyone for their diligence in ensuring that their child has what they need to, be successful during this time. Everyone came and got Chromebooks. You all were nice. You were friendly. You were patient, even when technology wasn't working. And that really meant a lot to us. And that, no one got upset and started complaining because it's new for us as well. Just like the students want to be at school, we want to be at school as well. And so, this is new territory for us. Don't like it, but it is what it is. And so, in this process, there's a lot of things that are going on, and we just need your help just to make things more crisp and valid for our students. So I'll begin. So one thing that we are requesting is that from the middle school side, and Ms. Crook, she's going to do the elementary side. So, and some things may overlap. So, and I may nod my head if she says something and vice versa. So Ms. Crook, you can chime in as well as I go through some of these parent engagement supports that we need from our parents. So one thing for middle school, all students need to be on camera with their faces showing, with their first and last names on the screen. That is one way we take attendance and to keep back, to minimize students who do not belong in the particular class coming in. So I know you heard, I think Dr. Adams mentioned it the last time we were on, Zoom bombing that was happening across the county. And so to ensure that it doesn't occur, we would like to see the students' faces and with their first and last name. Also, we're asking that students only access their classes through Zoom or Google Meet on one device, and preferably a laptop, especially because they take reading, math, and science every day. They will need their laptops, whether it's a Chromebook, a laptop, desktop, it's okay, but definitely not a phone. Not a phone. And if you need a Chromebook, just let us know. Just send your a grade level administrator an email, and we can get you a Chromebook. But you definitely would need that type of device for education purposes. Also, please check your child's device. One of the things, parents, you'll be surprised that when you're in your room or you're in your office doing your work or at work, per se in the building, the kids will say, oh, my microphone doesn't work, and so I can't respond, or the camera doesn't work, so I can't show my face. And so if that does occur, and it really is happening, for students to be exempt from that day to still receive credit, like in reference to attendance, then the parent has to send the email to the child's teacher. We're not going to take the child's word for it, only because we know that some children are using that as an excuse so they can't get their work done. Parents, also, please remember that this is school. This is school. It may not seem like it because we're not inside the building and you're home and they're home, but this is school. And so when you have your child out with you, going to Target, coming in, bringing them McDonald's, and they have to tell their teachers, I'm sorry, I got to go because my mom or dad just bought me Burger King and I have to eat lunch. You have to eat breakfast during class time. It's a detriment to their academics. And so, the teachers can't gauge how much the child is learning, retaining, gleaning from that time if the interaction is not conducive to the class time. Also, parents calling during class, and you'll be surprised the stories that we get. Oh, my mom just called because she wanted to know if I want anything from Costco. True stories. Also, if you're unsure in reference to your child's schedule, all the schedules for all the grade levels are posted on the Akahika Academy website under the grade level. Now, I do know at one time Wednesday was an issue, A day, B day, but if you go to the Akahika Academy main page, on the bottom right hand side, it says upcoming events. And on the upcoming events, it actually tells you which day, if it's an A day or a B day. So the Wednesdays was kind of tricky at times, but you go there, it will change automatically for you. And then if you need to know your child's schedule, what time their periods start. And so I know in School Max, they put times on the child's schedule. And I don't know why they did that this year. They had never done it before. But anyway, ignore that, but use the grade, go to your grade level on our Akahika Academy website, and then click there, and then the child's bell schedule is there. And then that way they'll know what mod they have their particular class. And so what's also been happening is students have been arriving late. Now, we understand that there are technology issues, but I do appreciate the children for being honest and showing integrity. but they're coming to class, oh, I'm sorry, I overslept, or I forgot, or that, and that being prepared. So parents, if you can help us out with that, that would be greatly appreciated, and ensuring that your child has their schedule set up, alarms and all. Even for my eighth graders, they need some support as well. So that would be gracious and thankful for that. And Ms. Crook, you can,
All right.
yes.
Okay, Mr. King, can you go back one slide?
Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
parents, this is just a sample. I'm going to talk about kindergarten through second grade for academic integrity, but every grade level is going to have an academic integrity statement for their grade level. It will be posted in the Google Classrooms for each class. Teachers may also attach it to each assignment and assessment. So for kindergarten through second grade, as a student, this is what I am pledging: that I'm going to do my very best, that I will ask adults for help when needed. That's the key word, parents, help. They're going to ask for help when needed. And then they're going to think for themselves, and they're going to complete their own work. As a parent, what we are asking for you to do as parents to ensure that your children work on their own, to support your children as needed when completing their assignments, and to only assist your child with technology while taking assignments. I know it's hard, parents, because you're sitting right there and you're wanting to help your child, but allow them to do their own thinking, allow them to complete their own assignments. Okay, Mr. King, you can move on. Go to the next one, Mr. King. Is this my home or my classroom? So if you see those three pictures there, we know that all of these things are possibly going on in your household. So there's one where it's kind of chaotic. There's papers everywhere. As the parent, you're standing in the middle of the room with your hand on your head, stressed. Then we have our other parent here. After just 10 minutes of distance learning, she's done. Then we have our other parent, they're sitting next to their student, they're smiling, being encouraging. So we know at times we can experience an abundance of all of these things. The county has a resource link for you as a parent. That resource link can be found on the PGCPS main page. And when you click on distance learning, it's going to take you to a resource page. And there are some things that the county has asked for you as a parent, things that are appropriate as a parent during virtual learning. So one, be mindful that the online classroom is in fact a classroom. It's virtually, it's through the Chromebook or the iPads for kindergarten, but it is in fact a classroom. And it's not an appropriate time to engage or add your comments to the teacher during that instructional time. When you do that, it takes the teacher away from their task at hand, and which is instructing your children. Be mindful that school is a safe space for students to demonstrate their understanding, so teachers are able to identify weaknesses in order to differentiate instruction and to strengthen students' skill sets. This is one I just talked about, academic integrity. Do not complete your child's work for them. Also, communication. Communication is key. Make sure that if you're having concerns, you have questions, that you're scheduling an appointment with the teacher to discuss what you're seeing in the classroom and your child's progress. Recording instructional sessions, parents, is not allowed. It's not allowed, okay? We've seen And I know for some of you, you're like, what? I can't believe that. But we've seen parents with their cell phones, holding their cell phones up and recording lessons. Parents, you cannot do that without permission. So please do not record because there are other children in there besides your child. So please do not record lessons. Again, assist your child with their work as needed, but do not complete or supply answers. That's going to be particularly important when we start getting to our assessments. And do not interrupt, engage, or interact again with the teacher during that live instruction time. We've seen it from a parent getting on, unmuting their mic to ask the teacher questions about something that wasn't related to the lesson. We've had parents where they've told their child, okay, come on, let's go. We got to go to an appointment in the middle of instruction. Again, make sure that you're communicating that information with the teacher so they know if you have an appointment. If you've already communicated that with the teacher, you're simply going to just log off.
Ms. Crook, can I share something as well?
Yes.
Number 7 really made me think of something. Parents, also ensure that you have a space, a safe space, like Ms. Crook said, but also that's free of distractions, as she said. So that way, if someone has to pass by, they're not passing by in a camera, because sometimes we can see children, their siblings running by, the dog moving around, you moving as well. And sometimes because you're home, you're feeling a little comfortable, but you forget that, oh my gosh, my child is on, and then you walk by and something that may not be appropriate for their classmates to see. And also my parents who are teachers as well. So the other thing is sometimes we can hear you teaching in the background while your child is in class. So, we have to make sure that our environments are conducive for each person that's online.
Yes, thank you. And I know for the little ones, kindergarten through second grade, parents, although your child has headphones on, when the teacher unmutes them, we can hear everything that's going on in the household, even though they have that headset on. So please, like Ms. Payne said, please be mindful of that. Give your child some space, a nice quiet space where it's conducive for learning. And I think, Ms. Payne, I think you went over the last items. Make sure your students are on camera, and we can see their first and last name. Make sure you're using Zoom and Google Meets, and check your device. And again, if you have any questions or concerns in regards to parent engagement, please make sure that you reach out to your child's grade level administrator.
Thank you.
All right, thank you both. I appreciate that. And parents, I hope that you take it to heart, because we have seen some things that that I don't think that people realize that we could see. And also in terms of your conversation in your home, when your child is on and they don't have headphones, we can hear that. And of course, children are there listening for any opportunity. I did want to emphasize lunch. Free lunches are offered every Monday and Wednesday, and they get multiple day lunches, and for every child, lunch is free. So please keep that in mind. I know that they have scheduled times to be in neighborhoods, and I think that they've made some of those arrangements and will be posting those times shortly. But please make an effort if you would like to have your child have lunch, and you have between 10 and 1 in the day on Mondays and Wednesdays to do that. I also want to just briefly say that our number one pillar for this year being in virtual learning is protecting our learning. We got to protect the learning. I know that many of you have heard about the learning loss that's expected since we've been out of school, out of the schoolhouse. But we believe that we can protect that learning if we're all working together as a team. And so we really encourage that to occur. The other thing is connectedness, that we want to stay connected. So as we work towards being connected, I want you to know that there are still some children that have not logged on yet. And if you are aware of any child that has not logged on yet because of various household reasons or any number of reasons, we would encourage you to encourage that child to call the school, call their grade level administrator. We will be able to support them so that they can come online. And we also want everyone to know that all of the troubles that we're having with technology, we do have some answers. So please don't hesitate, and please don't allow the child to give up. Because one of the things that is so important to life, as we all know, is perseverance. And so we got to persevere through this, just like we persevere through personal challenges. So I encourage that. So at this time, we're going to open up our chat to take a look at the questions that have been asked. But before I do that, let me introduce the other administrators that are here with us this evening, who haven't spoke yet, but I'm sure they'll be answering questions this evening. Our intermediate assistant principal, grades 3 through 5, Miss Beth Morphew.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Nice to see you again.
Our 6th grade administrator, Dr. Trevin Jelks.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. It's nice to see you all also.
And finally, our 8th grade administrator, Mr. King.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for coming out.
Thank you, Mr. King. Thank you all. Thank you all for giving up your evening. I appreciate it so much. And for those teachers that are looking on, we appreciate you. So you can assist us in answering some of the questions in the chat. So we encourage you to do that. And we also thank you for your attendance. I am going to turn it over to Miss Payne, who is tracking the questions in the chat. And I believe she is ready. Miss Payne.
Well, Dr. Adams, I am pleased to say that Ms. Dickerson has been a great help. She answered one of the parents' emails, as well as Mr. King. And so, we just got our first question. Is there a time to exchange Chromebooks that are not working properly? My daughter's sound goes in and out frequently.
So we try to, so let me just begin by saying that, you know, we do have a limited number of Chromebooks. It's not an indefinite supply. And so that's why we try to troubleshoot when you contact us. So we do our diligence to try to do as much troubleshooting as we can do. And then once we get to the point where, okay, that's not working, then we go to an exchange. But I do want to encourage you to be specific when you send emails as to exactly what's going on and what's wrong with it, so that we can use some of the things that we have tried and have been successful with to make the Chromebook work or adjust to those deficits. Because technology is a wonderful thing as long as it works. And of course, every different environment, every different way that you handle it has an impact on its being able to work. So please call us, let us do some troubleshooting, and we will definitely make that decision together about exchanging.
That's all we have. Oh, so my son is having issues with assessing TestNav. With assessing TestNav, no, it's fine. Thank you for coming, Ms. Nelson. So we did send out some directions. Now, I wasn't too sure if you were able to utilize some of those directions that were sent out to ensure that TestNav was downloaded correctly onto your onto the Chromebook. Now, they also in the directions, the Chromebook, the directions were given, and also if you're using your personal device. And so call me or send me an email if none of those troubleshooting techniques work.
So the TestNav app should be on all school Chromebooks. So please do that updating and make sure you do that every night, and that should assist as well.
So can we return a Chromebook that we no longer need?
Absolutely. For the benefit of the community and also the school, we thank you if you no longer need it. I hope that doesn't mean you're not participating. No.
My child is in the 5th grade and is having problems with signing into her special classes only at 9:15. When she clicks the link, it just says connecting and nothing else. How can this be rectified? Ms. Morphy?
Morphy, you want to take that?
I can try. So if it's saying just connecting, first, are they in Clever? That would be the first thing. Are they signing into Clever? And are they and do you not have any other windows open? So if they're in a Chromebook, my first suggestion would be to make sure that any other avatars that may have been signed into that Chromebook or logged into that Chromebook are closed or deleted. So it's just your student or your child's avatar showing. And to start there. Then when they log into their special, for example, if it was art, if they were to log into Mr. Long's art class, they would click his Google link or Zoom link. And it should go through as long as they are entering their email address. And I believe he also has a password, if I'm not mistaken. And then they should be able to get in. But if you can email me, we can troubleshoot it together via phone. It may be better if I can see your screen at the same time and we can talk it through. I'm more of a visual person, so I can kind of see what's going on when you're trying. That usually helps me.
Didn't you resolve that same issue for another student today, as a matter of fact, right, Ms. Morgan?
They tried singles. Yeah, if you want to try the SOS, it's single sign-on, or SSO, single sign-on, you can try that as well. So if you try, if you click the SSO when you sign on, it would be your email address and then the passcode, your student's passcode, and that should also allow them to enter.
Thank you, Ms. Morphew. Questions regarding when to return the Chromebooks back to school? What day and time is good for our families, Dr. Adams?
So PGCPS currently is following a phase 2 schedule in the pandemic. And as a result, the school is only open on Mondays and Wednesdays. And so if you would call the office before arriving, we would allow you to return it then.
Okay. So for the iPad, will accessories be provided with the iPad, such as a protective case or a screen protector, keyboards, things of that nature?
So keyboard, no, there won't be a keyboard. The point of the iPad for our little ones, for our kindergartners, is to be able to use the iPad to move from place to place and not have to be consumed by a keyboard. In addition to that, of course, the charger will be provided, and it also comes with a case for protection.
Yes. Any updates on when students will receive books?
So that was the distribution conversation we were having earlier. If Mr. King would go back to that slide, so we could at least show you the kindergartners materials that they will be picking up tomorrow. You'll see that they have some materials in each content that they're picking up tomorrow, as well as their Chromebook. It's the slide just before that, Mr. King. There we go. So that's a sample of what the distribution bags look like. This is kindergartners and what will be there. All of the things that will be received are consumables. So there's nothing for you to return back to us. So they're all consumables, consumable workbooks as well. Ms. Crook and her team is providing nameplates for your kids so that they have some of those items to make them feel more at school. They also will have a Friday folder, as we used to call it, that will give them the opportunity to put things away. And also an original Akakik Academy bag. So we hope that you appreciate the things that we have added in addition to the workbooks they'll receive. So that's an example of what students will be receiving. It's different for each grade. And so you will see different items for different content as we go along in the grade schedule. So, but this is pretty much the way all the bags will look. In addition to that, we also added some face masks for our little ones, because we know that they have a hard time keeping up with them, and our faith-based partner, Victory Chapel, donated them to us. And so we're going to give that to our K-5 students.
Thank you. Isn't that nice? Go on, Victory Chapel. Question. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, is there a new testing schedule, or will it be the same as before?
So we will start back next week, and the individual grade level teams will be deciding on what their testing schedule will look like, just like they decided when we were doing it earlier. They will make that decision as a team. So each content teacher will be working with their other content teachers to make sure that there's no overlap and they don't have multiple tests on one day, because we really want to get a true diagnostic picture of where your child is.
And then what are the upper campus materials that will be provided?
Ms. Crook,
Upper campus.
can you pull that slide for me?
And while we're doing that, the dates for upper campus and intermediate on September 23rd will be for grades 1, 2nd grade, and 5th grade. And on September 25th is 3rd grade, and then 6th through 8th.
Thank you, Ms. Crook.
You're also including 4th grade in that on the 25th, correct?
Yes. I'm sorry if I left them out, Ms. Morphew.
So if you would pick 5th grade, I think that's a good middle of the road grade, Ms. Crook,
Okay.
to show what their materials are. So I can, as she's looking for it, I can tell you that each content will have either a workbook or a journal with it. And each, when I say content, so for mathematics, students take various math courses, so they will have their appropriate math workbook to their course that they are taking. But again, they're all consumables. None of them are hard textbooks. And I hope everyone knows by now that all textbooks are online and available online. And I'm sure that the teachers have been referring to those textbooks online.
And Dr. Adams, to add to that, I believe 3rd through 8th grade will also have a novel in their bag as well.
That's correct. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's correct. All right, we want to go to the next question, Ms. Payne.
Yeah, it's moving slow. I'm coming, Dr. Adams. It's
That's all right. I know you working. I see you.
Actually, we don't have any other questions. Just that the parents are asking about testing dates and picking up. But
So one thing about material dates, we're trying to stay within the time frame where we're supposed to be in the building. So we're choosing Wednesdays because of Wednesday's flexibility also. As you all know, on Wednesdays, we're doing small group instruction along with asynchronous lessons. And so there's a little bit more wiggle room of time available on Wednesdays. And we're trying to slide in one of the days that we're off as well.
So yes, we are still, although the 25th is school is closed for students on that day, we will still distribute materials on that day.
Okay, Mr. King, can I share my screen? All right, can you all see it?
Yes.
All right, so this is 5th grade. Ms. Morphew, if you want to go through that. You're on mute, Ms. Morphew.
I apologize, everybody. So for reading for 5th grade, you have 2 volumes, 1 and 2. You also have your consumable reading book as well there. And your novel, which is the book on the far right that they'll be receiving, called Rules. Then you have your math textbook. Envision is online. The Common Core Student Workbook is what you see there. Then you have your science textbook. It's a consumable book. They'll be getting both volumes, 1 and 2. And then you have social studies, which is also a consumable book.
And then this is tag. I don't know the difference here.
The only difference with tag is you will be getting William and Mary books, as well as junior great books. And you'll be getting iCal Spanish is what the focus will be on for those students that receive tag in 5th grade. And any student that is in the tag program will also be receiving their junior great book series and their William and Mary series as well.
All right, thank you all. Ms. Payne? Ms. Payne, you're on mute.
Thank you, Dr. Adams. Where is the information about Wednesday's flexibility? What does the small group instruction look like? The parent did not provide the grade level, so it will vary based off your grade level the child is in. And then the flexibility, the information will be provided to students prior to that Wednesday occurring. And will there be an opportunity for school photos this year?
So that's one of those areas we're trying to figure out. We've been working with our normal photographic company to see what we can arrange, but as you know, it will be difficult if we don't return to the building. I do want to add something about Wednesdays, though. I think it's important, parents, that you know that our teachers are hard workers. And so they really care about whether their kids are learning. Part of our plan on Wednesday is for your kids to report to their class so that we can actually take attendance so they receive their attendance. And then when they report, the teacher will let them know prior to and sometimes on that day what their assignment looks like and whether they're going to be in a small group that they'll be working with. So it will vary. We also have small groups for for different reasons as well. So some of it is working with our students receiving special education services. Some of the small groups will be students, our ESOL students who are English is their second language. Some of it will be enrichment opportunities for the kids. So as we grow this together, because we're just starting, this is will be our third Wednesday. We expect it to be really good for kids so that we can provide what they need. If they are, if they need to be advanced and enriched, that we provide that. If in fact they do need some type of remediation, that we also provide that. So we want it to be as effective as possible.
Any information regarding parents coming by to pick up the yearbooks from last year?
Yes, they'll be available on their date for material distribution.
Thank you. That's all we have.
Well, very good. We have finished in record time. It's 7:22, so we're a little early. I first want to thank you parents for being here this evening. I thank the teachers that are in the audience that have assisted and also that are present just in case they were called. So we appreciate you. We will make this presentation that we had this evening available to you on our website. Just so that you have that information. In addition to that, I want to thank my fabulous administration team. They are the hardest working administration team in Prince George's County. And I know that you recognize that, parents, that they are there and they make themselves available at all times. And that's what we're here for, so that we can build our village together. And I'd like to thank Ms. Henderson for always being present and also listening to you and bringing those messages to us. And that makes a difference, because as we build this virtual school together, we want to do it with you. So again, we thank you, and we will continue to learn together and achieve together the Accokeek way. Thank you and good evening.
Oh.